Okay, I found a better place with a wall. So let's hope that I don't get um, escorted out or something because I'm in a different location. I don't feel like I've had permission or something to be over here. So I have to be careful because oh God, the last thing I want to do is offend people or authorities or security or something like that. And um, it's just touchy sometimes because I am political and they know I'm political. And in a supportive manner or scenario, um, are they going to get in trouble or something if I'm posting something that's of a political nature? But I don't post things that are normally offensive to administrators or um, although I have sent messages and in a hostage situation, which was a hostage situation that I was in Mexico. Um, I sent messages in a standard military method, which meant that I know that I'm being punished for doing my job, and I know that I'm being punished for being good at my job, and I know that administrators who might adhere to my politic or lobby stance or something along that lines might be um, retaliated upon. So I knew to pick a fight because I knew that my situation at DEFCON already secured my stability and my life rights. And you can't run a defense manager of a secured administration who has a run of 40 plus years without some kind of um, issue with fans, families, citizenship, leagues, constituents, in my case, performing artists who know about me, and thanks to Ronald Reagan. United Nations ICOJ panel or Amnesty International, these people would attack because with someone with long standing in efforts or drive or in a situation that has caused so many wars, that might be a good thing for me to do is talk about oh boy, maybe I should end, maybe I should wait, something lighthearted is probably good, I don't know. But so let's go back to the hostage situation. So I would pick a fight with administrators in order to have rights to submit a message, an interior affairs form of political messaging. And that was the best efforts that I could do in order to secure a safety network for the administrators. Because if they ally with a controversial person who was succeeding, then that means potential hostage situation for themselves, or God forbid anything worse. So they might get extorted upon or something, and I had to build my network, and I had to build my safe haven, my supporters, and a league or two or eight, and I did. And they are so tired, and I won't talk about it right now, but I'll tell you that the format that I took in delivering warnings or messages or code sparked its own problems. Yeah, they say, well, she's such a hater, she's horrible. I'm like, I'm not a hater, but I can't tell somebody that, thank you for your help or whatever, because then that means the KKK is going to go after the people, or the administrators, and go pow. And I didn't want that at all. I had to one, get the migrant workers out. And that's the first thing, is to get the migrant workers out. And then that group retaliated with the COVID-19, came immediately right after. And then we had to lock down contracts, and we had to write new contracts for farmers, and I put a league together of farmers outside of that area, because farmers aren't bad. It's this one specific group that comes from England and Scotland, and their members, which come from other areas, the UK, whom are considered invaders. Even though they were born here, they are considered political mishaps, and they're claiming rights because they come from a kingdomship, but their breeding is significantly concerning because it isn't of high holiness. And you can't claim rights to a throne or rights to kingdomship if you've abdicated or you don't believe in God. It's your crown isn't there from the country. Your crown is there placed upon your head because you've been ordained. And this group doesn't understand it. They believe they have a political right, and they don't unless they're being sold to cause issue. Now, the big issue is what they did to the Native Americans in that territory, because that's res land down there, and I can prove it. That's res land in that area where I came from, because someone formed a city which was a concentration village. Historically, that area was a concentration village, not for Germans, for like the Japanese, and it's still over there for African American. And I know for a fact that Hispanics, Indios, are still being abused. I've witnessed too much there, and I've lost too many beloved friends. And in the development of that city, all of those natives were pushed up to Norfolk or Manteca. Now, in that area is where I raised my children, just about 30 miles away. in another town, and they sport a emblem of Redskins. And I got angry one day and went in and I said to the principal, I said, tell me your demographics here with Native Americans. And he didn't know. I said, I can tell you, you've got two, my children. I said, and one doesn't want to come back to school anymore. And the other one, not quite sure. And I'm not quite sure if I want him here. I said, I don't like your emblem of Redskins when you don't know and you don't have natives here. And it became a fight, and it was. It's a big fight. And I so took the lunch application and I folded it up and put it in my handbag, because on the lunch application it had 3 options. It was something like healthy families, something like welfare, and the other one was lunch program for Native American children. And I didn't say much, but in my head I said, why is this on this lunch application if this isn't a res? Because these children aren't entitled to this lunch program. So these funds are set aside for this territory. So who's getting them? It has to be mayoral, assemblyman, or state senator. Has to be. And it became a big issue. I started getting swastikas on the sidewalk, and gunshots behind my house, and I got raped, and I got ran, and my so-called friends at FBI didn't help, and so I went to Internal Affairs. Some people that I worked for the 9/11. See, I should have talked about all those wars because some of them are connected to me. I got married to an Arab man, and boom, we had Desert Storm. I left that territory in 1990. 3 months later, communism fell. Russia saying, "Come on, come home!" Yay! You left that area. Yay! You got out. Yeah. Iran-Contra was my sister. My royal sister. She's Queen of Iran. Get that bitch out of the reign of the queen. They gave their 52 hostages, and boom, I got switched over to Ronald Reagan, who went right into administration. And that means I had to go right to work as a CIA operative field in order to take down KKK. And immediately that same year, we started having some issues because I was friends with every group, and I was popular. Every group. I wasn't an oppressed person in school, not at all. I wasn't adored, and I wasn't liked, and I wasn't loved, but I was liked. Or I can say I wasn't liked, but I was loved because they had to. One way or the other, but it didn't ever come like twice like that, because I was so likable and my personality was hard to kick because I was so happy all the time and so good. Hi, how are you? Hug, 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 best friends, best friends. Right, kind of very, 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 very much. And I was never angry, and I never got in arguments, and I never got in trouble. So everybody was competitive, right? That they were, except for me. I was just being myself, and I did so well. I had 7 years of home economics or culinary arts and fashion construction. By the time I graduated high school, I went to modeling school. I was a cheerleader for the wrestling team. I was like the first girl on the baseball team when I was in 5th grade. Boys baseball team. I played left field, third base, and sometimes I batted fourth. And I did pretty well. We came in second in the league. And I was a pom pom girl, a letter carrier, dance squad, and we came in second in the state of California for our dance and our capability. And our band came in like, oh boy, they were big. I can't remember, but we were part of the marching band. It was like first or second in the state of California for that year. And I was NSL secretary, North Sequoia League secretary to Lee Borth, who was the president, and for football, as our football league. I was a writer for the school newspaper. I had 2 years of drama. I was awarded an award for my acting for the musical Oklahoma, where I played the lead female Lori. And I've been in Our Town, and I've done skits, and I've done all kinds of stuff. And I was in Snow White, and just love drama. I was a AB student, CSF, and I took tap ballet, played clarinet, piano, 5 years of piano. Was just my own effort and on my own merit, except for the piano. And taking tap and ballet when I was 3 or 4 years old. That was Sandra's stuff. But the rest of the stuff was pretty much my own merit, because I didn't have your typical soccer mom. Not at all. It was kind of horrible. And it was like, the Munsters? Is it the Munsters? You know how they had weirdness, Marilyn Monroe? That was my family. It was the Munsters, right? I think it was Herman Munster. Yes. Weirdness, blonde Marilyn Monroe. Kinda. Except my hair was dark. Oh God, I've got to read the book. I got to write the book first. Okay. People ask me, what do I want? And I know it's like negotiation time, right? Kind of. And outside of the rights to my mother's estate or my grandmother's estate, they want to know what my plans are. And they say, we know you sing, because, oh God, I sang for a long time. Church, memorial services, weddings, funerals, blah, 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 blah. And the fair, I was singing at the fair, competitions, all this stuff. And that's kind of a no-brainer, because it's just kind of there. And they know that I dance, and I took it differently than my mother did. I belly danced. I had to hold on to part of my culture, right? I did, because I'm half Arabic, so of high station. I'm not a Kennedy. No. Noses are different. That's the only way you'll talk. And I'm wealthier. Shh, don't say anything. They'll never figure it out. Anyway, so I say, what do you want to do? And it's like, well, I don't want to go into SAG right now. I'm SAG qualified. But I don't want to, because of the enslavement contracts. And I know my mother had a production company, and she wasn't counted because she's female. And I'm thinking, well, it wasn't dissolved because it's been rotating around in probate. So I know that the licensing rights are still there. And I know that the fictitious name, and the fictitious name is beholding to her own. So I'm thinking about picking it up and doing something along the lines of something I can talk about. I ain't stupid. I'm forgotten, I'm hated, but I'm stupid. Okay, so my idea is to do some theater outside of Broadway and doing some other stuff I can talk about, and then doing some film work. And I'm thinking about independent work, and I'm thinking about getting ready because I need to coalition before I step into an arena, and it isn't for support, it isn't for funds, it isn't for anything other than camaraderie. Because I'm not going to coalition after, I don't think, because it makes better sense to be there for the artists and then they can be there for me. That means walking into an arena without compromise and without some arts commissioner saying, hey, Angelina, go fuck with Marilyn Monroe, baby girl. Here we go again, right? Yeah. And it's like, or Kim Kardashian, go mess with her boyfriend and or her friend or her son or whatever, and it's like that stuff wastes my fucking time because it doesn't just insult the artist, you insult my fucking brain, and that's what I don't like, is because my IQ is pretty fucking high and I get pretty fucking pissed. And I don't put up with much, do I? I fucking don't. And I don't have time for that because I have a president over here who's being messed with like Donald Trump. And I'm not going to spend my time fucking with an artist when I have a president who needs my attention. And that means what do I do on a legal standpoint in order to get out of this issue? I just gave it to him the other day. One other thing that I'm planning on doing is writing more about quantum physics and energy sources that we do not tap into. And I'm not talking about solar, I'm talking about radiation bands. And people don't understand that they're always there. So the whole shell and nut is that my work is something that's ongoing as it always has been. I'll probably write more banned books. I'll probably do lots of these because I can control. I'll do more advisory work. That never goes away. I've been doing that forever. Someone asked me that too. I don't plan on going into the Witness Protection Agency because I'm capable of defending myself in many other ways other than violence. Without violating my moral standing. Anyway, I think that's it. 24 minutes, 34 seconds. I better go. Bye.